Welcome back. We'll continue from 100 to 150 or so, which is where we'll stop. So let's go. 100. Say when a peacock. No, we say number 99 is commercialism. Option C. 100. When a peacock displays its colorful feathers, it is courting a female. 101. When an animal has dark colored dorsal surface and a light colored ventral surface, the under the dark, the other of the light color. This adaptation is called counter shading. Option B. Counter shading. Option B. 102. The intensity of competition among animals in a given area will increase with 102. It will increase with an increase in population size. 103. Use the diagram below. 103 and 104. Okay. The diagram below. The economic importance of the larva is that it does what? Here's the diagram. See the diagram here. See the diagram. Larva. So the economic importance of that larva is that it helps to feed on the leaves of the crop. Remember, I say economic importance not necessarily means it will help you economically. If the larva eat the leaf, can't eat them, the leaf can't, the plant can't spoil or die. Or if you see your plant is spoil, something they eat and you gonna actually make you go spend money buy chemical where you go take spray this thing. You don't understand. So the economic importance be that 103 is option D. Or number 104. The type of adaptation shown by the larva is 104. Mimicry. Option A. 105. The importance of association to the fungus is that it obtains. This 105, it obtains oxygen and carbohydrate from the algae. 106, the association illustrated demonstrates mutualism. See this one. The importance of the association of the fungus is that it obtains oxygen and carbohydrate. 105, option C. 106 is option D, mutualism. 107, which of the following is an example of parasitism? 107 is mistletoe growing on an orange tree. Number 108, one adaptation shown by hydrophytes in freshwater habitat is that poor development of roots and xylem tissue. Poor development of root and xylem tissue. One adaptation shown by hydrophyte. Hydrophyte are animals that live inside water or where water they were in freshwater habitat is that 108. Poor development of roots and xylem tissue. 109. The type of protective adaptation exhibited by the animal is this animal here. 109. Counter shading coloration. 110. The structure labeled I. This structure is used for 1010. It's used for tactile. It's like the whisker. You understand? The whisker or vibrissa. Vibrissae is spelled Vibrasae. Okay, this one is sensitive to touch. Number 111. Which of the following factors can bring about competition in a population? Which of them can bring drought can bring about competition? 111. Drought. 112. The beak of a duck is structurally adapted for 1112. Scooping and sieving of food. Option A. The major consequence of bush burning in an ecosystem is 113. Is loss of biological diversity. Option B. Loss of biological diversity. Clear, but now it is there be that. 114. Which of the following association is an example of mutualism? 114 for mutualism is Hydra viridis, and I think this one is Zuclora or something they call this one. 114 is option A. An example of mutualism. 115. Stomata of some plants are sunken and protected by hairs. These are features of 115. These are features of xerophytes, plants that live in desert area. 116. The easiest way to establish the level of pollution in a local stream is to measure 116 to measure the oxygen. 117. A major adaptive feature of endoparasite is the 117 loss of organs of movement. 118. From the graph above, it can be appropriately deduced that from 118 appropriately deduce that the body temperature in I is independent of the external environment. This one, this I, this long one. That's why it just they go like that. It's independent of the external environment. Number 119. The animal represented by I is 119 is I. This one is an homeotherm. Homeotherm. HOMOIO. Homeotherm. THERM. 120. The ability of chameleon to change its color is an adaptive feature called. Is an adaptive feature for to avoid detection. To avoid detection, actually, for defense. All right, let's continue. The association between bacteria residing in the cecum and the ruminant animals is what kind of association? Is mutualism. Option D. 122, 122. The major cause of global warming is 122 is the burning of fossil fuel. Option A. 123. Plant that grows in an area that is neither too wet or too dry are called mesophyte. Option B. 124. The specialized pigment cells that are involved in coloration and color change in an animal are called 124 is chromatophore. Option B. 125. During the dry season in the tropic, the body metabolism of some animals slows to a minimal level. In the process referred to as activation. Hibernation are when everywhere they wet. Activation are when everywhere they dry. Alright, so plant that grows in areas that are neither too wet or too dry, mesophyte. The specialized pigment that are involved in coloration says chromatophore. During the dry season in the tropics, okay, the body metabolism of some animals will slow down to a minimal level, not mineral level. In the process called activation. 125 is option B. Settled. 126. Mycorrhiza promotes plant growth by absorbing inorganic ions from the soil. 127. Adoption of appropriate nocturnal habits, burrowing, adjusting their internal environment, internal body temperature, possession of many sweat pools. Which of the above are ways in which desert animals adapt to extreme heat of the environment? 127 is option B. I. Go back and check it. Those are ways they adapt. Desert animal. 128. In nature, plants and animals are perpetually engaged in mutualism because they utilize respiratory ways of each other. We are tagged as animal. When we breathe in, we take in oxygen. Plants will give out the oxygen during the daytime. Why we breathe out to give us carbon dioxide? Animals will take that carbon dioxide. Also, you get. Animals go take the carbon dioxide during the daytime, but they use them for photosynthesis. Now they grow. Now cashew they bring fruit, seed, mango they grow, all those things. Okay. 129 Abi. Lack of space in a population could lead to an increase in disease rates. 130. The brightly colored eye spot on the blind wing of a moth are example of warning coloration. 131. Counter shading is an adaptive feature that enables animals to remain undetected. The water cycle is maintained mainly by 132 evaporation and condensation of water in the environment. 133. Which of the following animal can exist solely on water they get from food and metabolic reaction? Desert dwellers for sure. 133. Abi, desert dwellers. They survive on practically little or no water. Can you imagine? 134. The most likely first colonizers of a bedrock are the fence. 134 is option the leaching, option C. They've repeated this question. The carrying capacity of an habitat is reached when the population growth begins to 135 when the population growth begins to remain steady. 130. The type of interaction shown here is referred to as interspecific competition. 137. Which of the following statement is true of the interaction? 137. Piara is better adapted for obtaining food than P chordatum. This one will come down and they call P chordatum. This one will go down a P Aurelia. It's a nice name. You could name your child, especially a female child. So it'll be difficult for people to collect a number. So what's your name? Your Aurelia. See how you take spell am again. You can't pronounce it. You give up. The 138. The short, thick beak in birds is an adaptation for 138 for crushing of seed. Option A. 139. Plants that grows in desert or very dry areas are referred to as 139. They are referred to as xerophyte. Option C. 140. The structural adaptation of desert plants for water conservation is 140 is option B, spiny leaves. 141. The long and sharp clawed feet of birds is an adaptation for 141 abi for grasping prey. Option C. 142. A pollutant that is biodegradable, which is it can decay. Biodegradable. 142 is option C, sewage. Sewage. Biodegradable means it can be broken down into harmless products by microbial activities. You don't understand? 144. One adaptive. Okay. 143. Physiological adaptation to a very dry condition, activation. Abi? In animal demonstrate activation. 143 is option C. 144. One adaptation of Catcus obtuna. This could also be a male name if you want to give your child opuntia. Catcus opuntia to conserve water is 144 is option B. Leaves to spine. Yes, you say, it's a man you give your own son. I'll give you the name. Cactus obtuntia. Your wife now get serious issue, or you and your husband. You won't give the picking that kind of name. If now you bring the suggestion. 145. Which of the following structures is adapted for feeding in a bed of prey? 145 is hooked beak and sharp claws. 146. We're almost done at 150. We'll round up. Okay, that's it at 151. 146. The special pigment for color change in a chameleon is the 146 is option C. 147. The behavioral adaptation in social insects could be best described as behavioral adaptation in social interest in social insects could best be described as symbiosis. Symbiosis. 148. One of the ways of controlling noise pollution in urban areas is by 148 is by option A, siting industries far away from residential areas. 149. A consequence of an exhaust fume from electricity generating set which causes serious air pollution is what? 159 is option A, carbon 2 oxide. 150. A pollutant that is mostly associated with acid rain is 150 is option A, nitrogen 4 oxide. 151. The streamlined shape of fish is an adaptation for easy movement. The streamlined shape of fish is for it to be able to move fast. We've gotten to the end of this. If you reach here, type on the comment section of this video JUWIN. You don't try yourself, okay? I would always tell people practice is superior to learning. The person who will practice fast will always be ahead of the person who will learn more. You don't understand? So you don't try. Well done. I'll see you in the next clip. You win. Just believe. Always believe that. Bye bye.